Welcome back, you beautiful brave hearts all around the world. I'm Dr. Daryl Wolfe, and guess what? I want to talk about one of the most important topics that I believe that could change your life forever. And I mean change your life forever. But you would have to understand about the subconscious mind, the conscious mind, and also the unconscious mind. Subconscious, unconscious, okay? And the conscious mind. Oh yeah, there's three of them. And understand something. Your brain is a computer, and you're not the programmer. You have never, ever been the master programmer. You have been the slave to it. And I want you to understand that I'm not sitting here telling you that you're ignorant of this fact, and I wasn't, because I totally was. And the reality is, the whole planet is, we're never going to get this planet back. So just so you know that. It's actually Plan, P-L-A-N-E-T. Plan E-T. Isn't that what planet is? And we're never going to get the planet back or Earth back until we understand that we need to process from our heart with unconditional love. And you can believe me or don't believe me, doesn't much matter, because people are going to do what they're going to do, and they're only going to do usually what their prominent dominant beliefs are in that thing they call their brain, but it's just a computer. I'm going to talk about today how your life is being run by the subconscious, which, guess what? Your subconscious is smart only if it has smart beliefs. Your subconscious is stupid if it has stupid beliefs. Your subconscious, okay, will keep you in poverty if it has poverty beliefs. Your subconscious will keep you sick if you've got sick beliefs. Your subconscious will actually have you abundant on all levels if you have prominent, dominant belief systems financially, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And that's the deal. And don't think that your personality is your authentic personality, because the personality that you're running, I can reassure you that 90% of it is definitely been given to you by your peers, preachers, teachers, parents, and those people that have always believed that they had authority over you because somebody gave them the stamp of approval. Maybe it was you, that they are smarter than you. Which they're not. There should be no authority over you. And you know what? You need to get to a point in your life that you trust you more than anyone else or anything else. So help you God. And that's the truth. If you trust others more than you trust yourself, then you will be what? What will you be? Well, you'll be everyone else, doing everything else, trying to become something, but not yourself. Let me get right to it, will we? So if I walk down to Best Buy and I go in there and I buy a computer, I bring that computer home and I plug in that computer. What am I going to see? Well, the computer will light up. Why will the computer light up? Well, because I put electricity into it. Really? Wow, isn't that something? If I put the plug into the wall, electricity will go through the cord, and that electricity will actually turn on that computer. Oh, but wait a minute, Daryl. That's not good enough. But understand, we'll get to this a little later. Just know that we are electrical beings. And just know that, guess what? Because of your subconscious, that thing that you call brain, which is not a brain, it's just a computer, that should never have been called brain. As far as I'm concerned, the greatest, most powerful brain is actually your heart. They found 40,000 brain-like cells in your heart. But guess what? They found out something, that these brain-like cells, had actually the vibration and the intensity, sometimes 8 to 10 times stronger than actually the brain cells in your brain, these brain cells in your heart. And that's the God's truth. That should be your first brain. You should be processing everything through your heart and not through your subconscious, because most of you are bloody well dangerous, because you don't know that your subconscious is 90% of your brain. I'll be taking my glasses off, putting them on, because I cannot do an hour here or an hour and 15 minutes without my eyes burning, because blue light is the biggest and most powerful toxin on planet Earth right now. And the reality is that guess what? The majority of the population is going to go down. I talk every day to people that are blue light poisoned, and they haven't got a clue. The medical system hasn't got a clue. The natural health system doesn't have a clue. But blue light poison is the most frequent and the most dangerous poison on planet Earth right now. And I don't mind you seeing my eyes for a little bit, but guess what? I come first. I'm not going to sacrifice my health because people go, oh, does he think he's cool? Why is he hiding? No, these are Tesla Lightwear. They're not blue blockers. I only deserve the best. Do you understand? And for some of you, you'll go, oh my God, what a selfish you know what? Well, guess what? No, I deserve the best. You deserve the best. And until you decide that you deserve the best, your life will never be the best. It'll be like the rest. It'll be like the majority, taking the beaten path and getting beaten up every day, believing that struggle is the way. And it's not the way. And if I'm going to struggle, I'm struggling because I'm trying to reach a higher vibration. I'm struggling because I want a better life for myself, my family, the world, for everybody. That's the only time I'll struggle. I'm not going to struggle because I deserve to struggle. Just like people go, I got to go to work. No, I don't. I got to go to my passion. I got to go to my purpose. Understand something, everyone. You can believe this or not. You can like me or not like me, but the reality is guess what I've done? I've made every belief system in my subconscious, which is 90% of my brain, thank you very much. Your conscious part of your brain is only 10%. And that 90% that actually runs you is just a computer. Remember the computer we plugged in? And all of a sudden now we got electricity going into it. Now you can see the screen, but there's nothing on it, right? Well, because a computer isn't going to do anything until you put a program in it. And guess what? From 0 to 7, you're in a trance. You're in a theta state. Guess what? All of the physical, emotional, mental abuse that you get from the teachers and the preachers and the parents and those people that you put in authority over you. And guess what? From 0 to 7, you make that your template of your personality. Your personality was not God-given. It was man-driven. Why do you think you're a cripple? Why do you think you're crippled emotionally? Why do you think you're crippled physically? Why do you think you're crippled financially? Why do you think that you're crippled spiritually and you don't believe that you are worthy of the Creator's love? I mean, where does it begin and where does it end? What a heck of a rabbit hole. So here we go. So your brain, okay, is a chemist. But for most of you, it's a mad scientist and it's a computer. But for most of you, you allow the government and allow everybody that you think are smarter than you or have authority over you to actually program, okay, your subconscious. So here we go. So your subconscious is 90% of your brain. It doesn't think. It just plays programs. It doesn't have logic. It just plays programs. It's not stupid unless it has stupid programs. It's not smart unless it has smart programs. And you're not healthy if you don't have healthy programs, like real healthy programs. And I'm going to say something here. You know what? It's kind of funny, eh? You know, I'm getting closer to 70 years old. And, you know, the closer I get, the more that I feel like, with all the love in my heart, tell the truth, Daryl. Tell the truth. You know, those who will be able to digest it will digest it. And those that have belief systems that do this all the time, it's kind of funny, isn't it? How the majority of the world is begging for change, but they hate change. Well, make up your mind. You know, the majority of the world is suffering and in pain and sick, and we've never been so sick in our life. But the reality is guess what? When somebody comes to you with something new that nobody else is doing, most of you will just push it off a cliff. And guess why? Does anybody know that the subconscious has one main objective, and that is to stop anything that's new? And anything that you get overexcited about, okay, your subconscious will stop you from doing it. I want you to just sit back for a second and think about in your life, I think about the girls that I really, really loved when I was younger, and I just wanted to go up and ask them, would you like to go for a walk or a date? Or I'm just giving you something easy here. I was just thinking about this the other day and thinking, wow, I just wished I had confidence, but I didn't have any confidence. And by the time I was 8 years old, the confidence was kicked right out of me. Okay. And it's things that my parents did. And they loved me the best they could. They couldn't give me anything except what they were. But guess what? If you're not changing 1% every day, then you're not existing. You're just taking up space. All right? Look, there's so many opportunities that I can remember that I was scared about. And nobody ever told me that, hey, Daryl, if somebody brings something new, no matter how good it will be for you, it could save your life or change your life, that your subconscious is built to deny it, okay, and put it in the garbage can and to keep you safe. So your subconscious is built like this, that it will keep you safe, but it will stop you from any type of growth. Financially, emotionally, physically, nutritionally, it will stop you if you're not aware. And that will always be the majority of the population. Now, people get upset with me because, I come around and I'm not trying to bust anybody's bubble, but the reality is guess what? You're going to say there's a great awakening. It's not a great awakening. There's a great awakening with people, not with nations or countries or cities. No, I see more people awakening, but it's not a great awakening. You might have a great awakening, but you're not going to have a great awakening until you understand what I'm going to teach you right now. And the majority of the population that are going to come on here, we got people coming, and if you have questions, you can write them down. I will actually answer your questions. Okay, we're on Restream, which means almost every place that you can send your questions in, and I will answer them. I just want to make it through here and show you the domino effect of how you're a slave. And guess what? You don't think you're a slave, but you are a slave. You're a slave if you use the medical system. And you're going to think I'm against them, but I'm not. Unless you use the medical system only for emergency care, then you're going to become an emergency, because that's what they practice, is emergency care. I don't practice emergency care. I'll get some people coming to me in an emergency. And, like I had someone come to me just yesterday, and I did a consult. And this beautiful couple came to me. And she's got Lou Gehrig's now. And I said, well, I need to know the history of this. And, prove to us that you can reverse this, Dr. Wolfe. And I'm not going to, there's nothing to prove, because I can't reverse anything. I can give you strategies. I can implement those strategies, those protocols, but it's not up to me. It's up to the individual. You can do the same thing for one person and then do that for another. And the outcomes are going to be different, because the personality creates your reality. The physical is created by the physical is created by the mental. Okay, the psychological rules the biological, and most of you don't understand that everything you have in your life and that's going on in your life, you actually created it from the personality that you never created. That you got a piece here and you got a piece here and you got a piece here, and it all came together, and now you formulated this, because that's all you know. But let's be honest, you could be happier, you could be healthier, you could be richer on all levels, right? And so why can't we work for that? Just try to see if we can change 1% per day. So understand. So now let's go back to this. So your subconscious is 90% of your brain. Your subconscious doesn't think. Your subconscious only plays programs. So the more you feed something, the bigger it gets, right? Okay, the deeper rooted it gets. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, you're not a dog, but guess what? The saying's so true. It's very difficult. The longer that you run this personality, go to try to change most people that are 70 and 80 years old. They're not going to do it. You talk to a child, they're going to understand completely. They'll follow your instructions, even if they're dangerous, probably. But a teenager won't follow your instructions usually if they're dangerous, but they're still open-minded. Their brain is still neuroplastic. So 90% of your brain is the subconscious part. And it's the computer just playing programs. That's all it is. Okay, so I need you to get this. Oh, this is my personality. Oh, really? It's not, but whatever. Okay. All right. So here we go. So if you want to change your personality, which most people don't know that they can, they haven't been told that they can, they're just trying to work with the dysfunction. And see, I do it differently. You know what? You can do the psychologist, psychiatrist thing. You can go back in time and go into your past and find out who hurt you, who injured you, okay? Who's responsible for you being so screwed up? And understand, I don't believe any of that really matters, okay? I think what really matters is the eternal moment. There's no such thing as the present. There's the eternal moment, because you can't measure what a moment is, and you're never going to have a beautiful life unless you do simple, basic, childlike things to actually make sure that your vibration's in the right place. Okay, here we go. So just so you know this, all right? Everybody has about the same 40 to 50,000 thoughts every day going through their mind. So if you're going to have the same 40 to 50,000 thoughts going through your mind every day, then you're just going to have the same day every day. So welcome to Groundhog Day. And understand, you are a spirit being, and you have universal intelligence inside of you, and you have unlimited potential if you actually understood this. You can have what you want, you can become what you want, but you're going to have to make sure that at the end of the day, you've got to be able to trust in yourself and trust in your decision making. So understand this. The longer a program runs, the deeper it runs, and the more powerful it gets. Now, what if every program you had in your subconscious loved, honored, and respected you? I'm going to tell you something right now. The majority of the population are in the present moment, okay? 2%. 2% of the day. So don't tell me about any great awakening unless you are going to do me a favor, and you're going to get every preacher, teacher, parent, and people that have been put in authority over us, okay, to have unconditional love for themselves and for us. So that child is never, if that child does not understand unconditional love and what the art of eating and thinking and living and loving is, well, forget it. It's not going to happen. But you know, all this wishful thinking is like cuckoo. But understand this, you can have the best life ever. Are you going to mind your own business? Minding your own business means that you're more focused on yourself than the outside world. You're more focused on your behavior, and you do it without judgment. You focus on yourself as an observer with unconditional love. You cannot call yourself stupid. You cannot put yourself down. You start needing to bring yourself up. So that means you have to talk differently, walk differently, act differently. Now, this is how the whole thing goes. Okay? First, we have an image. What's the image of yourself? No, seriously, what is the image you have for yourself? Okay? The image I have for myself is I am a light energy, electrical, magnetic being. And I'll tell you what I don't believe in. I do not believe I'm a sinner. I do not believe I'm going to hell. And I believe that heaven and hell are in the mind. And I believe that I will keep myself in heaven. And that is that place of bliss, that place of honoring, loving, and respecting myself, and that which has actually created me. I actually exist. Oh my gosh. I mean, how humbling is that I exist? And understand, I am 50 trillion cells, and those cells have the same personality as I do. So if I run sick beliefs here, I'm going to run sick beliefs in my cells. So you might as well just get this right now. This is real science. There are no sicknesses. There are sick beliefs that you're running, and whatever the beliefs are that you're running is the disease that you're going to have. And that disease is just being out of alignment. You're out of alignment with your pure spirit. And you know what? I have no use for the medical system. I really don't. I am not telling you that they're bad, they're good. I'm telling you I don't have any use for them. I'm not going to take their drugs. And understand something. I have not injured myself or ever had surgery ever in my life because I injured myself. Meanwhile, both of my parents passed away before they were 55 because of cancer. And well, you can believe this or not, I was only in my late 20s and I helped my parents get rid of their cancer. My mother had tongue cancer and lung cancer. My father had leukemia, and he had it 3 times, and the 3rd time was a strikeout. Okay? And understand, I really did. We brought the thunder down. But understand, I couldn't change their personality. So guess what? The reality was is they brought the same diseases back. You know, nothing's going to change in your life unless your beliefs change. And remember something, the image you have of yourself, the image you have of your family, the image you have of the world, okay, you better bloody well change it. Okay, I think that this world is the most beautiful place. This is my heaven. I am not going to focus on all of the negative that they try to force feed down everybody's throat. Nobody comes to me and talks about world events because the world events aren't true. And even if they are true, they were created by the psychopaths out there, okay, to make you believe that everything is shaky and you need them. I don't need these psychopaths. I don't need medical doctors. And if I happen to need one, I'm going to go to one. And I might need one every 10 years. I'm never going to end up in hospital. I'm not going to end up in a hospital because I'm sick. I'm never going to, everybody's going, oh, he's so cocky, he's going to get it. Oh yeah, like that which created the universe is going to punish me for actually believing in what that created, which is I was created to create. So is it okay if I just create a life without sickness just because everybody else is doing it? Is it okay if I create a life that money flows and I don't struggle with it? Is it okay if I create a life that I don't struggle with my family just because their beliefs don't match mine? Is it okay? Is it okay that I don't struggle just because most of the corporations and the governments are trying to harvest humans right now? And they're not. They're actually trying to harvest the human spirit so that we all become AI. I mean, think about the morons that are in government. Think about the morons that are making decisions out there for us. Okay? Think about how low vibrational they are. Whether you want to believe it, an entity runs the planet. Okay, so let's be very clear about that. Okay, seriously, look at all the suffering. Look at the suffering of your mother, your father, your children, and your dog that gets cancer. Okay, and your cats that are sick. I mean, come on. The veterinarians, they're poisoning them with drugs, the same drugs as the medical doctors. I mean, seriously? You know, we'll even get animals come to us, okay? People bring their pets to us, and guess what? We turn around and heal them. Because guess what? Healing of people is not difficult. It is very difficult to get rid of the programming, okay? You know, we've got these high priests called medical doctors, and we've got the religion called the medical system, Big Pharma, and everybody is so in a trance over this. You do whatever you want. They're not leaving. They're staying. This is just my personal opinion. When I talk to my patients, I don't put the medical system down. I mean, you need them for an emergency. But look at all the tests that people get. And look at all the tests that really don't work out that well. And look at all the surgeries that people are getting. If we actually just did our homework, all this is programming. Your subconscious was programmed to sell yourself off by the pound. I hope you know that. So understand, the first thing you have an image, because God gave us an imagination, which nobody's using. Well, I shouldn't say nobody, Daryl. Take that back, and I will. I will tell you that you're not using your imagination to the greatest ability because your imagination is the creation of everything. And if you're not using your imagination, someone else is doing it for you. Otherwise, they're putting the programs in the computer. Okay, they are the programmer. So first you have an image. So what is that image? Is that image a positive image or is it a negative image? Well, if it was a negative image, then you're going to get a what? A negative thought, aren't you? If it was a positive image, you're going to get a positive thought. And then where does it go from there, Daryl? Well, from image, we go to thought, and then every thought creates what? Emotion. The E in emotion stands for energy and motion. And I am an emotional being. But guess what? I'm not going to get highly emotional. I hope you know that. So when my family loses their you-know-what, because there's just been a trauma, someone passed away, someone got a heart attack, fart attack, okay, somebody just lost money or the house burnt down, I'm going to connect to my lion heart breath, 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out, slight smile. And guess what? I am going to breathe and just hold the line. I am going to stay centered because I know that if I can just hold that for 3 breaths, okay, I'm not going to go into action, reaction, and then give myself a headache or dump adrenaline and cortisol for the next half hour or maybe 30 days or for the rest of my life. Most of you have been programmed to destroy yourself, okay, but not until you've done all the work for these psychos, okay, and then you'll get sick around the age of 50, and then you get to spend all your money, okay? That's what it's all about. It's just a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure. It's like Monopoly. Learn the rules, okay? Learn the rules. So anyways, like I said, so image, if it's a negative one, then the negative image would be a negative what? Thought? Okay. If it was positive, it would be a positive thought. If it's a positive thought, it's going to be a positive emotion. Energy in motion. And understand something. We are emotional beings. And the reality is we're over emotional. Otherwise, we are out of control. Okay. Honestly, let me ask you a question. Is there just one person in your family? I didn't say numbed out. I'm not numbed out. I don't numb out from my feelings. I have empathy for everyone, and I feel it, but I don't believe suffering is the way. Suffering only causes more suffering. And understand, when somebody comes to you and they're suffering, you give them empathy, but you give them courage. Okay, you give them vitamin C. That is called courage. You give them vitamin L, and that is called unconditional love from you. But you're there to create a new image for them. You're not there to stroke them and just stay in the suffering. And that's what people do. The majority of the people love suffering because then they go, oh, wow, it's not just me, it's everybody else suffering. Or look, she's suffering more than I am. Oh, I feel much better about myself. And that's what we do. So we're going to go from image. We're going to go from image to thought. We're going to go from thought to emotion. We're going to go from emotion to frequency. And understand, I am a light energy, electrical, magnetic frequency being. And a frequency is going to go to your brain. And when the frequency goes to your brain, it's going to start, if it's negative, it's going to dump things like histamines, adrenaline, cortisol, and we call that the hack. That's what you're going to do. You're going to hack all the time. Because when you are acidic, okay, when you are acidic, you'll cough a lot. And why would you cough if you're acidic? Well, because when you're acidic, guess what? That's caused from inflammation. And the inflammation causes the body to make mucus to try to protect the lining of your tissue cells inside your intestines, your stomach. And guess what? The more inflamed you are, the more mucus you're going to create, so the more you're going to hack. And that's why the elderly they're dying of lung problems, because their lungs are actually drowning in mucus. You heard what I said? And by the way, there's no 20 different lung conditions. There's just one. Okay, it's called infection, inflammation, scar tissue formation, calcification, and mucus production that actually is going to drown your lungs. There is only one disease, and that is the programming of the subconscious and creating debilitating beliefs that you don't even know you're running. And your family runs them, your friends run them, and you look quite normal in an abnormal situation. So we're going to go from what? Image to what? Thought. Okay, thought to emotion, emotion to frequency. Frequency is going to trigger the chemicals and the hormones, and those chemical and hormones, they travel at the speed of light. Okay, when you feel really happy, something right away caught your eye and it got you happiness, you dump dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins. Now you're flexible. Now you feel really great. Oh my God, where did that extra energy just come from? And then with a negative thought, where did that extra energy just go? And understand, whether you want to believe this or not, the government, the corporations, and all these psycho-billionaires work for an entity that actually feed off your electrical energy called your spirit, and they're sucking the soul right out of you right now. They got this down to an art. They got it down to an art. You do know that 100 billion people could live on this planet, and we wouldn't. And if we really loved each other, and if the government worked for us, and the people that were actually running this thing behind the scenes, there's enough water, enough food for 100 billion people. I guarantee you probably 200 billion people. So when we're all done with the BS, okay, it's piled up so high, most of you can't even think. You unconsciously, subconsciously believe in this BS. You know, no matter what goes on in the next 5 years, I'm going to hold the line. I'm going to wear a slight smile. I'm going to connect to my lion heart breath, shoulders back, and I am going to be so, you might think it's selfish, but I am going to be so centered into my project of Braveheart Nation and spreading unconditional love in the world. I am going to be too busy to notice all the BS that they're trying to pour down our throats. How's that? Let's get back to it. You need to understand something. 90% of your brain was created to control you. Dr. Bruce Lipton said, you know what? The subconscious is 90% of your brain, and I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm saying I've got a different theory. 90% of your brain was created because as a subconscious, so the first from 0 to 7, that, you know, you have thousands of rules to learn if you're going to get along with your family, your community, and the world. So whether you believe it or not, you're just a sponge. So if daddy beats mommy, that's the way love is. That gets ingrained into your head. Of course, it traumatizes you. But the reality is this. This is another new topic, but just think about it. Almost everyone that has become a parent didn't know how to become a parent. Everybody who became a parent didn't know how to feed themselves or love themselves, didn't know how to feed another human being or love another human being. So don't tell me we're not just screwed up, baby. So let me tell you something. If you're a parent, I want to congratulate you because you were programmed, okay, all right, to just have chaos, okay? They didn't teach us anything. We went to a Rockefeller school for 12 years. We couldn't cook. We couldn't make anything to eat that was healthy. What did you make? You made brownies? What'd you do? Make muffins? What'd you make craft dinner? Seriously. So the reality is we all got sucker punched, and everybody sends their kids off to the Rockefeller, Carnegie schools. And guess what? It's kind of great. You get out of grade 12. You don't want to go to university or college, but you don't even know how to run a business. You don't even know hardly anything about money. You don't know how to do anything. When are we going to come together and stop putting labels on each other and divisions and come together as a Braveheart 8 billion nation? Until that happens, you can forget about the Great Awakening. You can forget about the Great Awakening. You want to, the Great Awakening needs to happen to you on a personal level. It may not happen to your wife or your children, but if you make it happen and you become a billboard of unconditional love and care for yourself, and you taught them this, it's really funny, isn't it? How, if I ask any parent and go, how much do you want your child to love themselves? The same amount as you? Oh, no. Or just 10% or 20%? No, I want them to totally love themselves. Well, why can't you love yourself? Well, because we believe that if we totally loved ourselves, that we're probably going to hell. And if we never even thought we were going to hell, there's something uneasy about it because it's a program that we've got. So let's get back to it. So now here it is. Image creates what? What does it create, guys? Thought. Thought creates what? An emotion. Emotion creates what? A frequency. And then guess what? A frequency then triggers the chemicals and hormones. So let me ask you something. How much of your day are you actually in bliss? How much of your day do you have a slight smile on and you're connected to your breath? You even bloody well know that you're breathing? Let me ask you a question. I want to tell you something right now. Did you know that when you have a slight smile on and you're connected to the lion heart breath 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out. Did you know that you cannot have a negative thought? Did you know that your blood pH automatically changes at the speed of sound because sound's faster than light? Thank you. Did you know that? It changes that fast. Did you know the healing already started? Did you know that if you go to a practitioner that puts fear into you, that they're going to kill you. Because guess what? The invisible creates the physical, and the invisible is the strongest thing. And whether you like it or not, your subconscious is the strongest thing of your life. And if you do not know how to actually go in and do brainwash boot camp and open up that subconscious and take a lovingly look, observing, not judging yourself, you're not stupid, you're not ugly, okay? You are a gift from God Almighty. Okay, that's what you are. But you're going to have to get rid of all judgment. And how do you do that in a world that only judges us? And there is no justice in this world. You have to create the justice for yourself on a personal level. And you got to mind your own business, focusing on how you act, how you talk, how you walk, how you move. You got to really make you the pet project of unconditional love. You open up that subconscious, and then you view and you take a look and go, wow, look at that belief. That's what's doing it. That's why I keep having a breathing problem. That's why I keep getting constipated, because I can't let go of my own SH beep beep, okay, on an emotional level, okay? Oh my God, I have a kidney problem. Oh my God. Because why? Fear of loss. Oh my God, I have a gallbladder or a liver problem. Why? Because of anger, stored anger. You look at, we are emotional beings, and it's called issues in your tissues. Whether you want to believe it or not, I don't care who you are, what you're suffering from, but most people would never do it. You come to Ixtapas, Mexico, and come to my DOD 5-star, and this isn't a sales pitch to try to get you here. A person's here for a month, their life has changed forever. On emotional, physical, nutritional, spirit level. And that's the truth. The reality is we never, ever really, truly honor everything about ourselves. So we're going to open up that subconscious. We're going to take a look at those belief systems. And guess what? The ones that love, honor, and respect us, we're going to keep. And the ones that do not, we aren't going to try to get rid of them. We're going to ignore them. Do you know what we do? We ignore the bully. Do you know what we do? You know what I do? I ignore government. Do you know what I do? I ignore the medical system. I don't ignore all people in medical, because the medical system has its place, doesn't it? But understand something right now. Know your place. Here's the deal, and I'm talking about you. Know your place. You need to become your own practitioner. You need to become your own lover. You need to become your own healer. And that's the truth. You need to not be treated. You need to be trained. You need to be trained on how to do a perfect day from the moment you rise until you close your eyes. You need to not feel guilty anymore for loving yourself. That's the big one. That's the big one. Let's see what we got here. What thoughts or habits can you think about poverty consciousness? Well, I'm going to tell you something right now. That one almost everybody has, okay? Except somebody that was from a richer family, okay? And they saw how easy it was for their mother or their father to maneuver out there and make money. There's families that just make money, right? Yes or no? There's families that, you're either carrying on the family blessing or the family curse. And the more curses your family have, the more curses you got to get rid of. And it's not like you're going to go try to push these curses out. You're going to bring the blessings in. My father, he was a born-again preacher, okay? And I'm telling you, I loved him and he loved people, but his poverty consciousness was over the top. Okay, just cut the mold off, eat the rest, and that's only one little thing. And I'm going to tell you, he had poverty consciousness his whole life. I got his most valuable thing, and that's all I wanted. I got his Bible, but I didn't get anything else from him because he didn't have anything else. And the reality is this, you got to know, we've all been sucker punched. Look I have a friendly relationship with money. I'm not in love with it, and I don't hate it. I know that if I don't have a friendly relationship with it, I'm not going to make it, am I? If I don't have a good relationship with someone, we're not going to get along. We're not going to get things done. You have to have a good relationship with money. I would prefer that money never existed. But understand something. Whether you believe it or not, you and everyone else who has poverty thinking, you don't have confidence in yourself. You're not willing to risk. And most of the times we'll find that we won't go and do our passion and purpose. We'll go look for a job. Seriously? You're going to go look for a job? Well, I got to pay my bills. There's poverty consciousness. Yeah, but I have to do that. And now, guess what? We're in a big problem right now. And that is this, whether you believe it or not, they've already made robots to take over 50% of all the jobs that people have out there. I'm going to tell you something right now, and I've said it before. If you're working with humans with self-empowerment or nutrition in any way or health, you're never going to lose your job. If you're working with human communities, you're not going to lose your job. But every other job is up in the air right now. And the reality is this. A lot of people are going, oh my God, universal payment, I won't have to work. Guess what's going to happen? They're going to eat themselves to death, drink themselves to death. They're going to toke themselves to death, smoke themselves to death, or they're just going to become so lonely and so bored. Okay? And whether you believe it or not, AI is not a good thing. You know? I won't even use chat GBT, is that it? Well, okay. And I don't want to sound dumb about it. I just want to stay away from it. I'm just going to keep on using my brain, okay? I'm just going to keep on understanding. And most people don't understand this, that, you know what? If you did not put the beliefs in your subconscious, and those beliefs are not based on unconditional love and care for you, and that you are an amazing creator, and that you can have what you want, okay? All right? Then guess what? Get ready for a bumpy ride. I created what was called Whole Life Health Certified, and I created that back when I was 28 years old. I did my first course, and trust me, it's nothing like today. That's how it goes, right? We evolve. Well, hopefully, we don't devolve, but we evolve. And my 9-day course, I'll give anybody a money-back guarantee that I'll rock your world. In the 3rd day, you'll learn more about yourself and that you are amazing and that you are a genius. You have the genius factor, and that it's okay that you can unconditionally love yourself and forgive yourself when things happen. And if you don't forgive yourself and you're waiting for others to forgive you, okay, then you are a slave. If you do something that you believe was wrong, and you look at it and you observe it, and you apologize, whether it's to your 50 trillion cells, 500 trillion bacteria, or to your wife or your husband or to the children, or even if you did something and somebody was really hurt by you and you didn't mean it, you need to go and understand how you did it without knowing. And that is what's called being human. But I will tell you, and you can believe it or not, 999 people out of 1,000 are never going to do any subconscious reprogramming. And guess what? I'm in the process. You're in the process of what? Okay. Oh my God, I learned so much through my suffering. That has got to be one of the biggest BS lines I've ever heard in my life. You know what? You will learn 1,000 times more in your joy, happiness, and bliss, and honor and respecting what you are and what created you and why you're here. The suffering thing, I am so done with it. But look at if you get off on it, and I mean, some people really get off on it, all right? They are so caught up in the suffering part that I don't know, there must be some mansion in the sky waiting for them. And you know what? I can't pull them away from that. You know what? My job is to be a billboard of unconditional love and care and show that you can be any age and be healthy. No headaches, no symptoms, no negative symptoms, okay? My eyes feel a little burny right now. I do have to put these back on, so just know that. These are Tesla Lightwear. And understand something, everyone. So when I was doing this, when I have my glasses, these off, and in front of blue like this, After 3 minutes, I am now producing the wrong hormones and chemicals in my body. So don't ask yourself why you have dry mouth. Don't ask yourself why you have burning mouth, burning eyes. Don't ask yourself why you're exhausted and fatigued. Don't ask yourself why you have turbo diseases. Don't ask yourself why you can't lose weight, because blue light will stop you from losing weight or gaining weight. If you're underweight, you won't gain it. If you're overweight, you won't lose it. Tell me I'm wrong. You try every diet, you're not going to. Ever since blue light came along, we all blew up. Okay, it's hard for us to lose weight. Well, it isn't. And you have to understand, everyone, people just don't get it. Like I was on, and I did Judy Mikovits, the Healers of the Faith. And some very prominent doctors came on and said that distilled water was great for detoxing. I call BS. That's not true. That's a dysfunctional belief system. Distilled water is not great for detoxing unless you're going to structure it. And that means lower the surface tension, okay? And that's when distilled water would actually work. And I don't also believe that distilled water detoxifies better, even if it is structured. I believe that what detoxifies better is you could use distilled water if you wanted. It's totally got nothing in it. Structure it, and then put Beyond Ormus minerals. Our electrolyte minerals, I can prove it, are the highest electrical charge minerals on the planet. And put that into the water, because electrolyte minerals are going to push out heavy metals. Okay, that's right. Okay, when something higher comes in, it pushes out something lower. So let's just put it this way. In the world of minerals, you've got toxic ones, you've got positive ones, right? So they will push them out. So when it comes to water, that's really what I believe. And distilled water is really hard for people to digest and make it into structured water. So the problem is most people that are using or trying to do detox, they're already fatigued. They don't have a lot of energy. And understand, if you want your brain to not be on fire, you want that. So let's go back to the brain situation and the computer. Just like any computer, it can overheat. And if you have contaminated, dysfunctional programs running in a computer, does the computer run right, guys? No, it does not. So if I've got dysfunctional belief systems that work against me, that actually drain me of my electrical energy called my spirit. Thank you very much. There's 0.04 volts in every cell. And when it drops 15%, you'll have pain and you'll have pain, inflammation, swelling, and stiffness. When it drops 25%, you'll have parasites. And that's why 99% of all the population in the United States has parasites. And so they're all doing ivermectin and fenbendazole, and then guess what? They're causing all these dead soldiers to lie and rot inside of them. Not real smart. If you're going to do fenbendazole and ivermectin, get your ivermectin from India. Ivermectin is contaminated with graphene in the United States, and it's toxic in Mexico. That's the God's truth. And if you're going to do these two things, make sure you're doing daily cleansing tea and black gold twice a day, and you've got your colon open. And make sure you're also doing the ultimate coffee enema. And now if you're going to do the ivermectin and the fenbendazole, you're going to rock your world, because don't be creating a big problem for yourself. Understand something. I take everything to the point of that it's going to be the most effective. That's why, being called the doc of detox, I've been at this for 43 years. So, and the reality is, if you want to physically detox, you go ahead and do it for the rest of your life. But unless you emotionally detox, getting rid of belief systems from mommy and daddy, the preachers, the teachers, and all the authority from 0 to 7 that you had to, because your brain is a sponge. Everything that comes in from 0 to 7 becomes your blueprint for the rest of your life. And understand something. Don't be so keen to hook up with people. Most of us, okay, are going to be attracted to our belief systems. That could be dangerous until you've gone in and did your homework and you became the master programmer. And you just think, if you had unconditional belief systems of love and care, and that you totally trusted yourself. Well, what kind of person would you be living with? The same. My God, when two come together, you'd rock your world. Now, Just think, okay? If you haven't done your homework, which I'll tell you something right now, nobody should be hooking up or getting married or looking for a partner, okay, until you have done your brainwash boot camp where you have been the master and you have decided what belief systems are going to run your day from the moment that you wake until the moment that you rise. I don't have any trouble sleeping. I don't have any trouble with this planet at all. This planet is a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure if you understand the rules. And understand something. I am not going to come up against anybody's beliefs, and I apologize if I have hurt you in any way. But listen, when I speak my truth, I'm not like most people, so it might upset some people with their beliefs. But understand something. I judge no one. I observe everything. I have unconditional love for everyone. Okay? But when it comes to people like Bill Gates or George Soros, and we could keep going with this, I stay in neutral. I stay in neutral. I hope you know that they want you to get a belief system in your subconscious that you're running that you don't even know, that you will continually hate someone or something because it will give you autoimmune diseases. And guess what? Autoimmune diseases are not the body attacking itself. It's you attacking yourself and not knowing it. And your body will never attack itself. It will only attack the poison in the tissue or the organ or the joint. Do you understand? The body has never attacked itself. And understand something. A high vibrational being never has to do a parasite cleanse or a heavy metal cleanse. And you're going to go BS, Daryl. And no, that's not true. Because if I do my daily cleansing tea, my black gold, and my black diamond, and I do my Beyond Ormus minerals, and everything that I put in my body is high vibrational, then guess what? Just remember this. The environment dictates who lives there. No parasite's going to stay in here. It's too high vibrational. And now you're going to go, oh, he's pretty conceited. He thinks he's high vibrational. Well, if you don't think you're high vibrational, then you're low vibrational. And if you're low vibrational, you've got parasites. And that's why 99% of the population in America right now have parasites. This isn't me saying it. It's a fact. But why? Because you believed all their BS, the end of the world and this and that and this. You know what I did? I'm going to tell you what I did. In the last 8 years, that was about 8 years ago I started. I saw this all coming. I'm leaving next week, and I'm leaving for 3 days. And I'm going to do something that almost nobody has done. I'm setting up something to protect Braveheart Nation. I'm setting myself up financially because I know what's coming. And most people, you are going to get slammed. Okay? All right? You're going to get slammed. And understand something. I'm going to wait for the slam, and then I'm going to tell everybody what I did, because guess what? I'm not going to tell everybody what I'm doing because nobody's going to believe in me anyways. And why would you? But the reality is this. If you don't stay in alignment with your spirit, and if you are in fear, then they're going to kick your rear, because you are living in your subconscious programs of fear, worry, and doubt. And guess what? That's how they're able to pull everybody's pants down. Okay? So the reality is all they've wanted to do is created a subconscious that does not work for you. And they've done that. And they've done it for hundreds of thousands of years, whether you want to believe it or not. And believe it or not, the medical system, the government, anybody in government, and also most of your friends and most of your family are government agents. Okay? They all bought into their stuff. So what do? Well, guess what? I created my own kind of life. You know, I want to help as many people as I can. I created the Braveheart Nation app. That thing with my mistakes that I made cost me $250,000. You know how much work I had to do for that? And the thing's free for the world. So understand something. I am going to have a great time down here creating things for my brothers and sisters, and I'm not going to buy into all this other stuff. I own this. I own this. I fear nobody. I fear nobody. Okay? Nobody. But I'll tell you one thing. I am humbled by that at every eternal moment. that has created this universe. I don't know where I'm going, and some people are going, see, he doesn't even know where he's going. Because guess what? I don't have that big an ego, thank you. I just know that I exist right now, and I am going to exist in the highest vibration that I possibly can. And I say it loud and I say it proud because I'm letting my subconscious know there's a new sheriff in town called Unlimited Possibilities. And no matter what the world says, I'm creating my own world. And if you don't want to create your own world and you want to buy into the world that the majority of the population is living with right now, that's insanity. And you will never be healthy. Never. I would like to see the individual that has the cardio med bed. Could some message me the number in Dallas, Texas? That would be Rami, okay? And Gary, if you want to give me a call when I'm done here, 469-861-8884, I will give you Rami's phone number, okay? All right? So I just want everybody to understand something. And here you go. And you can like it, don't like it. It doesn't matter. But don't let it hurt you. Don't let anything that I say ever offend you, okay? Because anything that you say to me will never offend me. I will never take anything personal. And I mean that, okay? All right? You need to understand that your brothers and sisters, your father, mother, your friends, okay? You need to understand something. Everybody has a good heart. But a lot of people are running very toxic beliefs, and your subconscious will hold you captive. And understand how many people out there feel like they're imprisoned by an invisible prison. That's your subconscious, everyone. You need to get this. Why would the creator of all things create a 90% subconscious mind? I don't know. That's just a storage shed for belief systems. And then guess what? If you want to change one of those belief systems, you don't try to push it out. You create the opposite of that negative. Excuse me. You create the opposite of that negative. When you go to a restaurant, do you look at all the food you don't want to eat? Well, then stop focusing on all the things you don't want. That's how it works. I really believe that the creator of all things says, whatever you focus on, I'm going to give you more. That's it. Wake up. You do have a choice. You do have a choice, but understand something. Most of you don't believe they're horse crap because you did not have a choice with your personality. And I guarantee you that you don't like your personality. I guarantee that most people don't like themselves, and it's not your fault because guess what? It was the generational curse because we trusted those that would have been put into authority. I was already slammed this past year. I tried to stay in a healthy way, but it went south. Well, no, it didn't go south. You just went back to your old programs. So you need to, I'm telling you right now, don't come to me. Go to someone else. But I have a 9-day course called Whole Life Health Certified. You're not going to go back to that. You know what? I just love people that go, yes, I'm in the process of changing. Well, you better hope you live for thousands of years and you've got to stay away from everyone. Either that or go to a 9-day intensive boot camp. But then when I tell people it's like just under $4,000, they go, meanwhile, trust me, you are going to waste $40,000 on your subconscious screwing you around for the rest of your life. But went south. Well, now I have a stable place. We don't want to be stable. Okay? Stable's not where we want to be. We want to be authentic. I hope everybody understands that authenticity is 40 times stronger than love. So be authentic. Okay? What's your passion? What's your purpose? And the reality is, you need to let yourself off the hook for everything. It doesn't mean just shove it away. Observe it. How can I grow? And then let it go. How can I grow? I wouldn't, no matter how much somebody hurt me, okay? Actually, nobody should be able to hurt you. So just know people don't hurt me. They're hurting. Hurt people. So people don't hurt me. Even my children, when they intentionally hurt me, intentionally meaning that action, reaction. So they didn't stop themselves, connecting to the lion heart breath and the slight smile for 3 seconds. right? They just bopped right into it. And that's why you go, 3, 2, 1, I got this. You want to stop it, because if you count backwards, 3, 2, 1, I got this, you stop the program. You stop the program. We've all been programmed to hurt ourselves and each other. You just know that. I am getting back for good. It removed many toxins, people including cousins, widow, whom I felt sorry for. And the thing is you can't feel sorry for people. Have compassion, but don't feel sorry for them, because you're actually draining yourself and that energy is not going to them. Okay? And people don't really want you to feel sorry for them. It's just that they're hurting and they're trapped and they've been given no tools. Somebody said, here's a hammer, tighten those screws. I have changed and she will never. Well, that's true. You know, some of the closest people that you love will never change, and you're going to love them anyway, but you're not going to stay in their energy field longer than it disturbs you. I've got children that I can't even go into their energy field right now. And it's not because I've judged them. I love all my children the same. I love, and I will continue to love all people. And those I can't, I go in neutral. I don't go to anger or hate or jealousy. It's wrong. Just know that. So the universe did a removal. Although I tried to make me her victim, she tried to make me her victim. No, she didn't. She didn't. She's running a program. She doesn't even know what she's doing. Okay, first of all, stop making anybody into the bad guy. You're not the bad guy. You're not the bad girl. She's not the bad girl. He's not the bad guy. They're running a program from their subconscious. They don't even know that that's it. They think that this is some God-given personality and that they have no control of it. That's it. And they're trying to find peace. But what they don't understand is, guess what? Oh my God, it's 3:15. It's time to blow. And if I blow, whoever's in my space is going to get it. Do you understand? Take a look at your family. Take a look at your friends. Take a look at yourself. Calendar track yourself. And you will find that it's just like clockwork, and you are a computer running a program. And guess what? My subconscious is still a computer, and it's running programs, but I don't have any programs that hurt anybody. I don't. And I'm telling you right now, you can believe it or not believe it, in 30 seconds, I'm back to that slight smile and connected to my breath. And yeah, heck yeah, I got this. Heck yeah. 3, 2, 1, there's a new sheriff in town called, guess what? I get it. You don't understand. People don't understand what they are or what they're doing because they've always been doing it. They got nothing to compare to. You say to somebody, did you see the way you just talked to me? Well, they understand what they are or what they're doing because they've always been doing it. They got nothing to compare to. You say to somebody, I always talk to you. You're starting to love yourself a little bit more, care for you, and believe you deserve more. So guess what you say? Don't talk to me like that again. And that's what happens in relationships. And then guess what? You feel guilty and you stay in a relationship. I know. You stay in a relationship 10, 20, 30, 40 more years because guess what? Because you believe it's supposed to work. Let me tell you something. When your health starts to go and you start getting what they call an autoimmune disease, which there aren't no autoimmune diseases, it's just you out of alignment and you're not living up to loving your 50 trillion cells and those 500 trillion bacteria because you are actually disrespecting yourself because you are staying in a relationship that will probably kill you. And if it doesn't kill you, you know what? Most relationships are not that great, and you know it. Okay? I like the relationship where I'm a spirit being, she's a spirit being, and we've come to a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure, and we're going to rock this world. Okay? That's my thing. And just check out yourself before you wreck yourself. And it's not your fault. I don't care what anybody says. It's not your fault. Okay? But just look at all the bumps you have in your life and disruptions and the relationships. And then don't go, the world doesn't understand me. You know what? Sit down with unconditional love with yourself and start making these changes. All right? Don't act and attack. Don't do that. You know, speak less and speak from your heart and put your hand on your heart. This is going to be really important, okay? I'm telling you right now, COVID was an hors d'oeuvre, okay? They've got so many toxic illusions they're going to try to put into us and call it reality, and it's not. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. Just remember that your subconscious, 90% of your brain is just a computer. And guess what? You've hardly even put one program in there. And all the programs, at least 90%, were put in by other people and other entities. And guess what? It's going to be up to you to unconditionally love and care for yourself and be very patient with yourself, or you'll remain a patient. Everyone, I just want you to know that tomorrow will be our Wednesday sale, and our 4-ounce infinite iodine is going to be on sale. Can you grab it for me, please, right there? And the nebulizers. So our 4-ounce iodine will be on sale tomorrow, all right? And just know that, I hope you know that this is the only oral, natural vaccine on the planet. This will neutralize a virus in 15 seconds from COVID to HIV, and we've got all the tests. This is the only iodine that we have our stage 4 inflammation, they call it cancer patients, taking 1.5 ounces a day, okay? Because iodine helps to create a system in the body that causes cells that go rogue to actually often kill themselves. And understand, every human being and every mother, okay, needs iodine. Okay, and every fetus needs iodine. Everybody needs iodine every day. Ours is the only pure iodine on the market. Nascent iodine, Lugol's iodine's not pure. Take too much of that, you can blow your thyroid. Okay, this here is a nebulizer, everyone. And you can get a home nebulizer, or you can get portable. Now, if you take a look, if you can you see the gas coming out? Hold on. Oh, the battery's dying now. Let's see. Anyways, there's infinite iodine in here. I'll get a new battery put in here. It's too weak. Can you take that? Can you give me the other one? So that's a portable. You can get a home nebulizer and put infinite iodine in. And I'm going to tell you, we have people that have stage 4 inflammation, otherwise they call it cancer in their lungs, and they will nebulize like their life depends on it. This is a home nebulizer. And you could fall asleep and just be nebulizing and taking the infinite iodine in. As I said, infinite iodine has no toxic side effects to the body, and we're the only iodine in the world like that. I'm not making this up, okay? And let me just see here. And we have Healers of the Faith sale on up to 30%, okay? Healers of the Faith Q&A with Dr. Judy. Did you know that there was 4,000 people on yesterday live the whole time listening to her Q&A? And she's got another Q&A tomorrow, Wednesday, from 7 o'clock until 10 p.m. at night. And if you want to come on Zoom and you want to be able to see her and talk to her live, go to BHN University and download the Zoom link, okay? And then we've got Gold Care. Do you guys know Simone Gold? Simone Gold was the nurse that came, the doctor, I should say, the doctor who came up against the American government and said, no, we're not doing this. We're not vaccinating. And then she had thousands of doctors come behind her. Well, she's created what's called Gold Care. And we're going to have Dr. Dana Granberg Hill and Dr. Simone, okay, with 18 world leading healers, physicians mainly. And they're going to be coming on and talking about the, how can I say this? the melting pool of medical and natural together and how we need to come together. Wouldn't that be a beautiful thing, everyone? Because guess what? People are beautiful. Their beliefs sometimes can be dangerous. Yes. So please stop hating people. Okay? Just know they've got toxic beliefs. Listen, you can take any computer and program it to do anything. And guess what? Mind control, they can take anybody's mind and learn to control it and make it into a weapon against themselves or other people. Tell me I'm wrong. Just please tell me I'm wrong. Do you want to be your own computer programmer, or do you want someone else to do it? Because if you don't do it and you don't learn how to do it, someone else is going to do it. And that's what I teach. All right. Anyways, Sunday, July 13th, Gold Care. It's an all-day event. Here's what's coming up for us, guys. June the 17th, Heal Yourself, Heal Your Family. June the 17th. Okay, so I think that would be next Wednesday. And no, it's not. It's I think it's next Tuesday. Next Tuesday night, I think it is. It's June 17th, Tuesday or Wednesday, please. Hold on. What day is June 17th?
It's Tuesday, June 17th.
Well, thank you. And that's about as AI as I want to go. Okay, so June 17th at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I will be doing a Q&A for 3 hours. If you'd like to come on and ask me questions, don't be afraid to challenge me. July 13th, Gold Care. That'll be an all-day event. That's on Sunday. Then July 19th, Rock with the Doc of Detox. That's a 4-hour Q&A on a Saturday, everyone. So if you want to join that, and you want to ask me questions live on Heal Yourself or Rock with the Doc, you'll go to bhnuniversity.com again, and you'll get the Zoom link, okay? And then we have another August the 6th, Heal Yourself, Heal Your Family. September 6th, Rock with the Doc again. These are all Q&As. October, Quantum Power Pack Healing. That's a whole day event, world event. And then Jim Gale from Food Forest Abundance will be October the 26th. It's on a Sunday. It'll be a whole day event. He's going to teach you how to become sovereign financially, sovereign with your food, sovereign with your health and with your family. He's going to be also showing you how to get the food and cook the food. It's going to be great. November 16th, Super Soldier Immunity. This is where we're going to be coming on for a whole day, and we're going to be showing you everything that is super powerful, self-empowering for your immune system. We are going to be showing you more techniques, more strategies than you've ever gotten before, okay? All right, and just know this. Just know that we've been warned a lot that we're going to be taken down off our platforms. I'm not trying to do this except to tell you that if you cannot find us sometime, go to bhnapp.com, download our app, because that's where you're going to find everything, okay? All right? And that's where we'll be if we get booted off. And you can understand why they're giving us a hard time, right? You can see the people I post and the things I say. That's the BHN app right there. The app has so much, guys. I'm not going to go through it with you, but you go in there and you can go in there and just play with it. This was created from the love from our hearts to you, and the whole thing is free. We have the biggest masterclass library in the world. You can connect with other Bravehearts. You can find a perfect match partner on there, spirit partner, mindful moment, bringing you back into the moment. Where are you? What were you thinking? Were you smiling? Were you connected to your breath? For God's sakes, you know what, guys? We've got to be in our conscious mind more than 2% a day, and that is what the majority of the population, they're only 2% of the day in their conscious mind. So they never do anything long enough to change anything to have a different life. Dr. Sage Wolfe is headed to St. Louis, Missouri, and he's going to be doing Wolfe Non-Surgical, Cell Sonic Regeneration, Cardio Med Bed, Thermography consultations. And I'll tell you, if you want to bring the thunder down, go and give a call to Tim. And he's there from July 6th to the 15th. And then he's going to be in Montreal, same thing. Montreal, Quebec, you can call Christine. Then here's his schedule. He's going to be starting, and I think it's in 2 days, the Wolfe Non-Surgical Certification course in Calgary. Then he goes to St. Louis. Then he goes to Occidental, California. We don't have the name up because they're totally booked out. If you want to call Cheryl, you can get on a cancellation list. Los Angeles, it still has room for treatments if you want to get non-surgical or consultations by Dr. Sage Wolfe. And then Montreal, Quebec, he still has room for those people who would like to go. Okay? Here is our schedule coming for the year. So like I said, we have there's a Wolfe Non-Surgical course and a woman's pelvic course coming up in just the next couple of days. If you want to go to BHN University and check that out, if you're from Calgary or from Canada. And then at Extopasy Watanago, we'll be doing all 3 courses, starting off with Whole Life Health Certified, October the 29th, and then doing Wolfe Non-Surgical Certified, and then the women's 3-day pelvic restoration course. And then in Los Angeles, we'll be there in January. We'll be doing all 3 courses in Los Angeles, and then we'll be doing Extopasy Watanago, Mexico later in the year. Okay? And just know this, I live in Extopasy Watanago, and we have what's called the DoD 5-star Health and Healing World Retreat here that people come from all over the world. We're opening up a second one in St. Cloud, Florida in the new year, and that will be our new World Healing and Training Center on Jim Gale's property, okay, Food Forest Abundance, okay? We are teaming up together to see if we can touch the heart of billions, all right? These are all the different platforms we're on. If you want to know where you can watch our shows, these are all the places you can download the audios if you want our audios to listen. And we have fulfillment centers in United States, Canada, and Australia. And if you want to become an affiliate, you can actually earn money. If you'd like to share our products, if you like them, share them with other people. Go to docofdetoxpartner.com. And if you want to wholesale our products, please call me at 469-861-9454 or on the 800 number at extension 5. And everyone, I'm going to tell you something. We are doing things that no other clinic is doing that I know of. Okay? We are doing Wolfe Non-Surgical. We have our nutraceuticals, which are not supplements. They're high vibrational, trust me. We have cell-sonic regeneration, a 25,000 volt device that puts it into a love harmonic that will fracture the displaced calcium, that will actually bring life back to scar tissue and diseased tissue in the body. Yes, you heard what I said. It's all about electrical conductivity, and we have another device called the Cardio Med Bed. Together, they're called the Power Pack. If you're interested in opening up a DoD Power Pack clinic, go to dodpowerpack.com or go to dodpowerpack.com and look at the map of all the different clinics around and check out one of these clinics. If you've hit a wall, I promise you that you're not going to. All right? Understand something. It doesn't matter what you're talking about. It's issues in the tissues emotionally, but then it causes calcification, scar tissue formation, and we can absolutely turn that around. Okay? If you will work with us, we can do the impossible together. We can make it I am possible. All right? Okay, yes. Christine says, yes, come to Montreal. I still have some spots available. 24th to the 30th of August. Call me if you have any questions, but she did not give us her phone number. You have to put the phone number on there too, Christine. Okay? Telegram has been the go-to during censorship. That's right. If you go to Doc of Detox on Telegram, you will find every show we have. So if you can't find something, you can scroll through there. I want you to understand this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I know that you will not believe in everything I believe because it's my journey, and I'm sharing my journey with you. Don't throw me out with the bathwater. If you got one little thing from today's discussion, Please take that as a gift from my heart. And know that if I said anything that caused a little bit of disruption, I intended that. Okay, to stir it up a little bit just to get you thinking. But my intention is never to upset you, because I cannot upset you and would not do it intentionally. Just know that I have unconditional love for you. I don't have to know you. Do you know how that changed my life? You know, when I was being raised by my father and mother, I didn't know what it meant when my father would say, "We are here to serve others." I didn't want to serve anyone. I kept thinking I had to serve them food or do the dishes or whatever the case. I was too young for that. Find your passion and find your purpose, and then go gift the world. God bless everyone. 3, 2, 1. You got this.